Tonight on Air Rescue. They've got her on mobile, but there's a problem.
I haven't got much battery.
Can they find her before nightfall?
Where are they?
Do you know who did it to you?
A mystery stabbing has everyone guessing.
You reckon it was a big, large knife, but you can't remember it.
And a surf
It
SOS
just came up and swallowed her up.
leaves a family in crisis.
I heard lots of cracks in the water.
The crew of Westpac 1 is preparing for a rescue. Jane, a middle-aged hiker, is injured in remote bushland, but her exact location is unknown.
Look, there's a track here. Comes down. There's a track there. This is going to be trying to find a needle in a haystack.
Rescue crewman Nico has been on countless missions, but this rescue attempt will push him beyond anything he's done before.
No one really knows where she is. Come last light, there's going to be no chance at all that we're going to find her down there.
Becoming airborne out of the Westpac base.
Pass clear left.
Clear left.
Got a person that's fallen on a walking track somewhere out here between the Heaton Lookout and the Olney State Forest.
It's becoming clear just how challenging this search will be.
I can't see a lookout here.
How will they find the woman in this dense native forest, let alone get her out?
At this stage, the report from the scene is that the people said that they will see you, but you won't see them.
The injured woman Jane was hiking with her husband. She managed to call for help on her mobile phone.
Northern Control Westpac 1, I'll give it a call and see if we can locate these people.
Hello?
Hello, is this Jane?
Yes.
Hi Jane, my name's Glenn. I'm on the rescue helicopter out of Newcastle. How are you going?
Oh, the visual's better.
Okay Jane, we're currently searching for you at the moment. Can you hear the helicopter at all?
I can. It's a long way away. I could hear it closer before. I haven't got much battery.
Okay,
I think I've broken my ankle.
okay then, no worries. We've got a
I can hear you really.
We'll find you soon enough.
Getting really loud now.
We don't end up in a situation where a battery dies and she can't talk to us. If that happens, we're going to lose her.
Through the door.
Hang on a minute. Nearly.
Let us know if you can see us, okay?
Yeah, as soon as I can. I think you're turning away again now.
Okay.
You're turning away again.
Towards you.
No, you're turning away from us now. You've gone away from us.
No, they're down here in this valley.
Okay, do you think you might be down in the valley?
Well, we're kind of down in a gully. Yeah.
They are agonisingly close, but her phone battery is running out. Jane is starting to panic.
I can hear you really loud. Yeah, I can hear you just about. You must just about be nearly on top of us now.
Even if they spot her now, how can they get down to her from this height?
I can see you. I can see you.
Okay, we're
Where the trees? You're right above us now.
Where are they?
A horse has fallen during a country race meeting and a jockey is badly hurt. The crew of Westpac 2 is on the way to the scene.
There's a 41-year-old male who's had an accident off his horse, approximately 70 kilometres an hour. He's come over the front of the horse.
Bloody hell.
He has tingling in his limbs, potential spinal damage.
Horses are good if someone else is riding them, not myself. I'm not a fan of them.
Flight paramedic Dave has more than 2 decades of experience.
Yeah, you wouldn't get me on a horse at that speed. It'd be like falling off and landing on concrete.
Northern Control, Westpac 2's landing, Scone racetrack. 2, fire weights coming on.
Racing has been halted so the helicopter can land. The injured rider is in the hands of ground paramedics.
Guys are going forward, mate.
I'll let you talk to
G'day,
Rick.
mate.
How are you, Rick?
David.
Good. This is young Peter. They've
Good.
come out of the barriers at the 1400 just there, probably gone 100 metres. The horse bucked. He's come off, taken the full brunt of the fall, basically on his right shoulder.
Yep.
And then into the left side of the head. See the abrasions and the swelling.
So this is from hitting the ground?
Hitting the ground, yep. And
Right.
he stated as soon as he hit the turf that it didn't feel right.
Experienced jockey Peter Roble was doing a favour for a mate by riding his horse in my image. His nasty fall was witnessed by trainer and friend Gabrielle.
After the horses jumped out of the barriers, the saddle slipped on Peter's horse and bucked pretty violently for a while going through the fence. So it pretty much speared Pete, straight into the ground.
In the racing.
This is the moment when it all went horribly wrong for Peter.
One's thrown the rider shortly after the start, and it's gone through the running rail.
So, Peter, have you had a previous injury to your spine?
Yep.
What did you have there?
I fractured my C4, C5 vertebrae.
All right.
A history of spinal injury. It's worrying news. Peter will need hospital care.
It's quite serious, mate, so we'll get you assessed by a specialist down at John Hunter Hospital.
Right, Mel?
As Peter is carried to the waiting helicopter, there's an unexpected development. A call is coming in from ambulance control.
Westpac, we were advised by RLTC that we were required to head to Muswellbrook helipad.
There's been a stabbing in a nearby town. Jockey Peter has suspected spinal injuries after being thrown from a horse at a country race.
One's thrown the rider shortly after the start.
The Westpac 2's departed Scone.
He's about to be flown to hospital when there's a sudden diversion.
We have a 40-year-old male who was stabbed in the left chest sometime last night, unknown length of weapon.
Westpac 2, we copy that.
The injured jockey Peter will have to share this ride with a stabbing victim.
Yeah, stab wounds can be challenging to assess because it's very hard to know how far that knife has penetrated.
Paramedic Cameron will take responsibility for the new patient.
Northern Control, Westpac 2's landing.
At this stage, Cameron knows very little about the victim of the stabbing.
G'day, Molly. How are you, mate?
Yeah. He's only had a little bit of fluid.
Right.
Posturing is coming up. He's now 110 on 65, been like that for quite a while.
Rob was found on the ground bleeding at the back of a local shopping centre, but the rest he's keeping to himself.
Spotted, so
Are we thinking a knife or are we thinking a beer bottle? Or...
But he's a bit hesitant to tell me too much about it.
You're not sure what it was? Was it a knife, a bottle, or you're not going to say? No? Do you know who did it to you?
It's a bit of an unusual story, but we believe he might have been stabbed in the chest last night. I'm not sure whether it was a knife or a piece of glass. He's a bit reluctant to tell us the full story.
With the possibility of serious internal bleeding, Cameron needs to know more.
All right, and you reckon it was a big, large knife, but you can't remember it? Big, large knife. All right, mate. Ever happened to you before?
No, long time ago.
Been stabbed before?
Yeah, that was a girlfriend.
Sorry, mate?
An ex-girlfriend.
Oh, yeah.
She wasn't too happy with me once.
Thanks, mate. I've had a few ex-girlfriends that have wanted to stab me as well, mate, so...
Rob, it seems, has been unlucky in love, but he's still reluctant to talk about the incident that brought him here today. The crew of Westpac 2 are none the wiser as they finally depart for hospital. It's been a busy day, one of 1,600 missions carried out each year by the National Fleet.
Westpac 2, we've departed. We now have 2 patients on board.
Today, 2 unlikely bedfellows, a jockey and a stabbing victim, are safely on their way to expert care. middle-aged walker lies injured in dense bushland.
Directly below us.
I can see you right over me now.
The crew has managed to contact her on her mobile phone,
Can you see me?
but her battery is almost gone.
I can see somebody there. Can he see me?
Oh, now look where she is. I've got her sighted.
Amazingly, she's been spotted.
Okay, they're directly under her right now, Andy. Okay. So you can just see a little bit of the track.
Okay, we're going to get off the phone now.
Now for the next big challenge.
Okay, I can see there is a gap in the trees down there, so we need to move forward 20.
Okay, forward 20.
It's more than 50 metres to the ground.
You happy there? You got a good reference?
Yeah, I got a good reference.
Crewman Nico and paramedic Ryan have to try to get down to her through the trees.
So that height's good.
Clear to move.
Taking up the slack.
I'm the rescue crewman. Here we are, 180 foot above the trees, and I'm about to be dangled out in this little thin bit of wire. No secret, I don't like it at all. But that's where she is, and that's what we've got to deal with, so it's time to get into it.
Winching through trees is dangerous. At Pilot Gandy's fingertips is a cable cut switch. If the wire is caught in the branches, he must sever the line or risk bringing the helicopter down.
Nice and smooth, no spin, no swing. Cinnamon right 2. Over 100 feet out. And clear back 2. Back 1 and hold. 3, 2, 1. And wait for. Wait for a thumbs up, got a thumbs up. So you can bring up the empty hook.
Bring it up.
Dog.
Jane and her husband were walking with their dogs. They were 3.5 hours into this rugged terrain when she fell.
G'day, mate. Hey. My wife is injured. Okay, you're okay? I'm okay. Hello, what's your name?
Jane.
Jane, I'm Ryan. Jane, whereabouts have you hurt yourself?
I think I broke my ankle.
Okay, no worries. It's quite swollen. Now, this one's okay? Didn't fall, hit your head, knock yourself unconscious? Did you just sort of stumble?
I kind of caught it and then I twisted it and I heard it snap.
Jane is not the only problem. There's her husband and the dogs to think of.
There's no way we can risk taking the dogs. We'll just drop them. So your wife, we can get your wife to hospital. Yeah. So we'll winch her out. It's only a 5-minute flight back that way. Yeah.
The helicopter continues to circle, waiting for developments below.
You got the air, Glenn?
Yeah, I copy.
The plan is to drop Brian in the face and then me out.
You start walking now, because otherwise it's going to be too dark.
Yeah, I'll start walking. How's your pain at the moment? If you had to score it out of 10?
Okay, as long as I don't move.
Yeah, it's okay. Obviously, given where we are, if I start giving you a heap of drugs and things, it makes what we're going to do next a little bit dangerous.
I feel like I'm going to be sick.
A middle-aged woman has fallen on a remote bush track and broken her ankle.
Arm around me.
Yep.
Arm around Nico. And wear your crutches, okay?
Following a dramatic descent from the helicopter, Nico and Ryan now have to get her out.
So if you hoist the cable down in between the trees, to where you put us in, that's where we're coming out.
Copy that.
She needs to be alert for the hazardous journey up the winch.
All right, you've been in a strop before? You have? Have you?
Yeah.
What were you doing in a strop?
I was in the Air Force.
Were you?
Yeah.
Okay, Glenn, we're as close as we're going to get, mate, so if you get the hook to us, you take the weight and I'll swing them out a bit. They're going to have to go a bit through trees.
Righto, let's do it, eh?
80 feet of cable out. 100 feet. 120 feet. 140 feet.
Paramedic Ryan has the job of getting Jane out safely. But just looking upwards is frightening. It's more than 50 metres from the ground to the cabin. And what Jane doesn't know is that this is the highest winch that Nico has ever attempted.
Weight on. Speed of winch.
And on the way, speed of back up 1. And hold. Okay, on the way up, 140 feet out. A slight swing up, spin I should say, 50 feet out. 20 below skids, stop check controls are good, continue winching. 10 below the skids. 1 below the skid. Coming up to the doorway and bringing them inboard.
She's safe and very relieved.
Just waiting for them to disconnect. And when you're ready, clear to wing? Clear to wing. Okay, on the way down. 140 feet.
Now it's Nico's turn.
Taking away. Clear the canopy on the way up.
This is hazardous. If the cable gets caught, it could drag the helicopter into the trees.
20 below skids, stop check controls good, continue winching. Continue. 1 below the skid. Coming up past the skid. Bring him inboard. Onto the other lanyard. Well, he's going to move back up right up and put the other lanyard on. You're home if you like. Okay, coming up.
He's back up, and a record can be celebrated.
And closing the right door. Good job.
Do you realise, everyone, that's the highest I've ever been on a winch cable?
Highest winch I've ever done.
Well, that was probably the highest hoist I've seen this service do, that one. But did you see how brave I was? My eyes look like saucepans coming up to the doors, Glenn?
No, you were taking it all in your stride.
I was absolutely crapping myself.
Nico's humour is the perfect medicine. But it'll be a while before Jane gets to go on another bushwalk. 3 weeks later, the crew receives a letter from Jane.
I'm now on the way to full recovery. Thank you all, Jane and Chris Kelly. Ted, Lily and Gemma, obviously the dogs. It was a pretty bad break. They inserted a couple of screws in there. She must have been a good tumble.
Nearly heard her screaming from the chopper.
That was me.
Sorry, helicopter Westpac 1, coming airborne at 1,500 to the north.
Westpac 1 is on the way to the beach. A woman has been seriously injured in a surf accident.
So we know there's a female who's come asunder in the surf and she apparently has a dislocated shoulder and possibly spinal injury.
Alright, eyes out everybody.
Mark, the flight doctor, knows about the dangers of the Australian surf.
We're considering that she may have a spinal injury, and when people get dumped in the surf, we're concerned that they can sometimes take salt water into their lungs and have a near-drowning episode.
5-3 confirming patient is about 20 metres away from the waves on the sand.
5 minutes to go.
Got the ambulance sighted out the left side of the aircraft.
An idyllic stretch of holiday coastline has become the scene of a terrible accident.
There's a whole heap of people up the far end. No, I might be able to get up on one of those little grassy ledges, Todd. Clear down right. That's settled nicely. Helicopter Westpac 1, landed Smith base.
Mark and paramedic Adam now have to get to the victim and assess her condition.
Okay. Hey Fiona, I'm Mark. Where are you sore at the moment?
My shoulder blade. In the back
yes.
and the front.
Okay, cool.
48-year-old mother of two, Fiona, was driven headfirst into the sand by a dumper. In excruciating pain, she can barely speak.
Are you sore in your chest at all at the moment?
Ah, the right side.
Sore in there?
This side.
Sore on the right side of the ribs there? Okay.
It's an annual camping holiday for this close extended family and their friends. This is Fiona's son, her niece, and her husband. Those who saw her accident knew instantly that something terrible had happened.
There was a massive shore dump and it just came up and swallowed her up and flipped her over. I was worried she would not get up.
For the family, the greatest unspoken fear is permanent spinal damage.
I heard lots of cracks in the water.
1, 2, 3.
A perfect family beach holiday has suddenly gone terribly wrong.
Did that hurt?
48-year-old Fiona, dumped by a rogue wave, lies in shock and agony.
I'm just holding your shoulder still while we wrap you up and keep you warm.
Her temperature is dropping, while family and friends look on with mounting alarm.
Okay, on 3. 1, 2, 3.
1 minute they were laughing and relaxing with Fiona. Now they are helping to carry her to the waiting helicopter.
Okay, lifting up.
Mark, the doctor, has to prepare for the worst.
We assume at this stage there is a neck injury and we immobilise the patient until such time as we can get some x-rays or a CT scan to try and rule that out.
Throughout the flight, you're going to have a blood pressure cuff on here. It's going to blow up periodically. Nothing to be alarmed about. That's us taking your vital signs.
Okay, starting up.
Starting.
Fiona lies strapped and immobilised. The holiday is over.
Control Westpac 1's airborne. Smith Lakes forward John Hunter Hospital.
Copy, guys. Thank you.
10 minutes to go, gentlemen.
But just when all appears to be going smoothly, there's suddenly a fresh emergency. Fiona is signalling that something is wrong.
What's the bomber?
She's strapped down on a stretcher. She can't move, so if she vomits into this oxygen mask, she could well take that vomit into her airway and her lungs. It's a really risky situation.
If they don't move quickly, she could choke.
Just going to roll her.
We have to loosen off her seatbelts and between the three of us, roll her in a coordinated fashion to maintain the immobilisation of her neck whilst trying to catch the vomit in the vomit bag. So it's a potentially dangerous situation for us all.
I think it's more motion sickness with her.
That crisis has been averted. Fiona feels a little better, but must now wait for scans and x-rays to know just how much damage has been done.
We're out? Yep. Thanks, guys.